guys, it's Chloe, and today I am here with a brand new video. Today I am going to be talking to you guys about my least favorite books. And for the most part, when I'm reading books, if I don't like it or if I'm really bored with it, I will not finish that book. But there have been some books that I did not like, but I have finished, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about them. Now, most books that I don't like, I don't own, but there are a few that I do have with me that I'm going to be showing to you guys, and I'm going to be telling you guys the rating and mostly what I didn't like about it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, my first two least favorite reads are the first two books in a series, and it is The Sin Eater's Daughter and The Sleeping Prince by Melinda Salisbury. And I actually had to read these for Once Upon a Read-Along for July. I had never read The Sin Eater's Daughter, so I had to read that because our book was The Sleeping Prince. So I read The Sin Eater's Daughter, and I actually listened to it via audiobook, and the audiobook helped me get through it a lot faster, but I gave this one a 2.5 out of 5 stars. I really just didn't like it. I was confused a lot of the time, which I'm really disappointed because it's fantasy, and I do like fantasy, but I wasn't feeling this one. And then The Sleeping Prince, I actually liked a lot less than Sin Eater's Daughter. I like this one a lot more. This one, I believe I gave a 1.25 out of 5 stars. This book especially, I was so confused the entire time. They should have done this book in Twilla's point of view, just like The Sin Eater's Daughter, but instead they did it in Aaron's point of view, and it was in a little bit in the future, and it was just, I couldn't do it. I just did not like them at all. The next book I did not like is The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. This one was actually a required read for me back like between my freshman and sophomore years, like 3 years ago. And I just did not enjoy this because I picked it because it was the shortest one, but it's so boring because he's literally just on the sea the entire time. It's exactly what it says, the old man in the sea, or the old man and the sea. It was really just not for me. Classics tend to not be for me except for like Shakespeare, and that's it. Overall, I gave this one a 1 out of 5 stars. The next books I'm going to be talking about are the William Shakespeare's Star Wars, specifically the first 2 or 3 books. I am a huge Star Wars fan, but at the time that I read these, I was not a Star Wars fan. I'd never seen any of the movies, which was probably a problem for it, but I understood some of it when reading it. I just feel like this is something that really shouldn't be put into Shakespearean. To me, as a Shakespeare fan and a Star Wars fan, you think this would be a great combination, but it just really wasn't for me. Now, I don't know if that's because I hadn't seen Star Wars at the time or I knew very little about Star Wars, but personally, I don't want to go back and read the books again. I'd rather just keep my Star Wars and my Shakespeare separate. I gave both of those books 2 out of 5 stars. The next book I'm going to be talking about, I actually got for review, and it was Arcadia by Mandana Tohidi, and this book I gave a 2 out of 5 stars. I don't remember a lot about this book, but it was just confusing to me from reading it. There were bits that I understood and like it was clear, but there were other parts that were just really confusing to me. Honestly, I don't know how I got through this book as fast as I did, but I read it, and it wasn't my cup of tea. I will say with this book though, I was very interested in the concept because it's tagged as a metal novel, and I thought that was really, really interesting, but it just didn't work out for me. Now, the next book I'm going to be talking about is Perfect Lies by Kirsten White. This is the second book in the Mind Games duology. This series I have varying opinions on. I enjoyed the first book for the most part, but the second book, if you had just tacked it on to the end of the first book and made it one novel, it would have been great, fine. Other than that, I feel like this was like great concept, but just not good execution to me. Now, other people love this series. I wasn't a fan. The first book was good, it was fine, but the second book was just really not for me, and it just should have been one book put together. That one I gave a 3.75 out of 5 stars. And the last book I'm going to be talking about today is Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge, and this is a Beauty and the Beast retelling that was also a Once Upon a Read-Along book, I believe last year, and this book I was really, really excited about, and it was really weird. Now, I kind of got the same feeling when reading The Sin Eater's Daughter, the same feeling that I had reading Cruel Beauty. It was just really strange, and I was confused most of the time. There were bits and pieces I understood, but then there's like one part where it's like, okay, this is happening, and suddenly the next sentence, this is happening. It's completely different, and I didn't know what was happening at all, and it was really weird. And I feel like I would pick up another one of her books just for like curiosity's sake, to see how it's written. Other than that, this was just probably not for me. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars, and it was just really weird. So guys, that is all I have for this video today. So guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like a behind the scenes look at my life, you can check out my second channel, Chloe Essence. The link is down below. I talk about things that are not books on that channel. And if you like what you see here, please go ahead and click subscribe. I post new videos every Wednesday and Saturday, so click subscribe so you can be updated for when I post those. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!